We went from marking a few hundred entries this year to multiple hundreds of entries, which is great to see such huge growth from a digital perspective in South Africa. There were a few kind of key trends that we saw this year. One of them, which is really encouraging, being the increase in women taking part in the entries, as well as an increase in just general female capability in the digital industry, which is great. I think we can thank Sheryl Sandberg and the rest. One of the other trends which has been encouraging is our kind of a little bit late to the party, but slow move to catching up to international trends such as content and native advertising. Those trends kind of picking up here in South Africa. I think there's still a little bit of a confusion on what native and content advertising is. We see publishers, media owners, and brands taking different views on that, but that's great. I think we're not boxing ourselves at the same time, but I think we do possibly need more direction on that here in South Africa. When we look at content or native advertising, it's the promotion of a content piece by a brand within a media or native that is native within the environment that it's placed. So it tries not to be intrusive in the way that it comes across for the audience, and it is generally your promoted kind of video within an article feed, or you should read this article next, or these sort of things. It is generally, it's to me not really so much as the production of the content, but rather where it's placed and how it's spread through the channels. And I think there was a little bit of discrepancy there on that, but again, kind of new to our audience. South Africa is a mobile-first country, and I think our integrated piece doesn't need two separate entry criteria. Should be no difference to there should be one integrated piece. There isn't a mobile integrated and another integrated. If you don't integrate with mobile, you're not integrating in South Africa. So I think there's a really big disconnect there. And too many of the entries, again, this year, I think had no mobile piece or component core to the entry, but rather spent way too much money on the desktop front, creating really rich experiences, which yeah, I mean, I think it's just strange. We really struggle to harness mobile here. So yeah, I think that's one of the call-outs, and I think it's something that we'll have to continue to work hard for. I think that the brands that really creatively stepped the mark up were those that tapped into popular culture on a South African level. And those brands, if you look at what Adidas and have done, really tapping into kind of local trends, not taking the everyday influencer, but rather going deep down into kind of Joburg city culture and understanding the music, the likes, the dislikes of these people, and inviting them to events. So yeah, there was just some exceptional work done there on the creative agencies, or the agencies. I'm not sure which ones they were there, but that actually spent the time to really understand the audience. I think a lot of the time we jump to conclusions because we all believe we're on the internet and we understand what we're doing. But yeah, so those were some key, I think, great pieces. Too few of those. Honestly, though, I would have liked to see some more of those. And I guess one of the bigger pieces that I guess speaks nicely to our South African digital industry is the growth in your individual and group resource or people entries, which was really great to see. So we look at social media marketer of the year or search marketer of the year. Some really great entries, really fantastic motivations. A lot of people there that I'd never heard of. Not that I claim to know everybody, but yeah, it's great to see new names coming up. People that have kind of probably been in the background for a little while, and it's really lovely. I think when you see the fact that the people or the resource entries grow larger than sometimes the individual entries on the brand side, that's good. People want to be acknowledged in this country, and I think they're understanding the value of being acknowledged for their digital contributions in South Africa, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, encouraging, and I think it speaks to digital really becoming a career here and less of a job. So I think one of the core things that the Bookmarks, in summing up, has always stood for is making sure that the entries and all the campaigns that we enter actually drive some kind of business result at the end. And it's been something that over the years, guys have been have to get used to how to enter that it's not about the number of Facebook likes or the number of fans that followers or whatever it is that you're trying to attract, but rather about what valuable business change have you created in the back end. And I think that overall the majority of the entries have started to really craft themselves around that, which is really fantastic to see. So we can see a lot of, and those are the entries that actually made some impact on a reach perspective. So you can see those two tying hand in hand. It's been a really good year, a lot of tough entries to mark. And I think those guys that realize that a good entry and a great quick entry video can sometimes make a huge difference for the judges. We'll probably see some great results from that. So yeah, I think we're in for a really great bookmark season, and the event coming up. I think there might be one or two surprises, but yeah, I think it's a healthy time in the industry, and I'm very, very excited for the event.